Hi there. Welcome to Signature Chefs of Orlando. My name is Elise Quinn, and I am here representing Orlando Cake Balls. Orlando Cake Balls is a gourmet online e-commerce store where we create cake balls from our classic collection flavors, which we're making one today called Lemon Drop, all the way to our signature collections, which we've got featured here as well. Our cake balls are available for local pickup, they're available for local delivery, and they also are available for nationwide shipping. We're excited to be here today to walk you through exactly how we make our Lemon Drop cake balls. So what we do is we start off with your basic lemon cake. You can use a gluten-free recipe. You're also welcome to use your favorite recipe from scratch or even a box cake mix. I love to use the natural lemon rinds and lemon zest as well as the lemon juices to bring out the true essence of a lemon cake. So we're going to go ahead and start off with our pre-made lemon cake, and we're going to take our first step, which is crumbling that cake in order to get it ready to roll into balls. So we've got our basic lemon cake, and we're going to add all of our leftover crumbs in, and then we're going to go ahead and just start crumbling up our cake. Getting it into as fine of crumbles as possible definitely allows the cake to be as airy and light and moist tasting as possible. It also helps that if you grab two pieces of cake and you rub them together, you can get that ultra fine cake crumble. So we're going to go ahead and continue to mix up that cake in our hands. Rubbing those crumbles together definitely helps you to get that perfect consistency throughout. I want to make sure that we don't have any excessively large cake crumbles left. And it's also helpful to create your cake balls when they are a little chilled, lightly refrigerated. So don't take them straight out of the oven. Make sure you give them time to cool, to set, and even refrigerate for a little bit. It definitely allows for easier use. So that about does it. Got a nice consistent crumble. And now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and make our lemon frosting. Our lemon frosting is going to be very sweet, but it's also going to be very zesty. It's going to have a very strong essence of lemon, and the reason for that is to use fresh lemon juice. So we're going to set this aside, and we're going to come back to our cake crumbles in a second. What I'd like to do is to get us started with our lemon frosting. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a 1/4 of a cup of butter. We're going to take our lemon juice, and we're going to take our powdered sugar. We're going to put in our powdered sugar little bits at a time. The goal of this is to get the perfect consistency. So we usually advocate about 3 to 4 cups of powdered sugar. So I'm going to do a 1/4 of a cup at a time just to get us started. So I've got my mixer, and because we've got so much powdered sugar in here, we're going to start on a low setting. All right, so what I did was I just combined our most basic ingredients in a low setting, and we're going to start adding in another cup of powdered sugar. This doesn't have to be exact, just approximate works until we get the consistency that we're looking for. So I'm going to go ahead and put it on low setting again, and we're going to roll. All right, as you can see, we're starting to get a little bit thickness in our composition here. but what we want to do is get it just a bit thicker. The good thing is to have a thick frosting will really allow it to disperse through the cake nicely and to be a great binder to hold the cake ball together. So we're going to add 1 more cup in. I'm going to grab a spatula and we'll be ready to go with our last mix in. All right, we've got a beautiful lemon frosting. And what we're going to do is we're going to let that refrigerate for just a second while we get our cake balls ready to crumble, mix in the frosting, and then start to form those balls. All right, now we've been able to refrigerate our lemon frosting. We have our cake mix here. And what we're going to do is we're going to combine these. What you need to do is to eye it out. I would say start with about 2 tablespoons and then work your way around the cake mix and the frosting until you get a nice, good consistency. What you're going to be looking for is a firmness in the cake balls, but you don't want it too oily or too moist. The reason why is that the frosting is going to be the element that's probably the sweetest in your recipe, and the goal is to make sure that we're combining a very light sweetness of the cake and then a heavier sweetness of the frosting, so that way when you bite in, you've got this nice tangy taste of the lemon combined with that lemon cake and then that creamy sweet lemon frosting. So if you can see a lot of crumbs in your mixture still, like you see here, then you know that it's going to require more frosting. The way that you can tell that your mixture is ready to go and ready to be balled is when you can start to see it looking like the consistency of Play-Doh. So we're going to go ahead and squeeze that in together a little bit more, kind of like kneading bread. And the goal is to get this consistent look and feel throughout. We're going to add just a little bit more frosting in. What's nice is using a white cake base. You can keep a very light, clean look on the inside because your lemon frosting comes out so light as well. When people bite in, they get this beautiful white cake ball on the inside, and then it's coated in white chocolate on the outside. So the way that you can tell if it's done or not is by grabbing just a little bit in your hands, enough to form a small ball. If you see it cracking like this, you can tell that it's not ready and that it's going to require more frosting. It also helps for you to knead it around like Play-Doh. The denser the ball, obviously the denser the taste is going to be. If you want a more lighter, airier cake ball taste, then of course you're not going to go so tight with your hands. So we're going to add just a little bit more in, and we should be ready to go. What I like to do when it comes to scooping is that there's a variety of different methods, but the important thing is to get them all the same size. So you can use an ice cream scoop, which we have here, or you're also welcome to use a scoop like I love. It's got a silicone bottom, and the benefit here is that you can pop them out as you go along. So what I'm going to do is grab a little scoop, squeeze it down with my hands to compact it, make sure that it's all the same amount. I'm going to level it off, and then I'm going to just pop it out, and we've got this perfectly sized cake ball. The benefit is that we can come back and we can roll it with our hands, each individually, but this allows us to get a nice, clean, and consistent size of our cake balls. So we're going to do that some more, and we're going to make a very small batch of cake balls. For now, we're just going to do about 6. The more, the better, obviously. The benefit is that you can have a nice party, and you can put together a pretty large batch of cake balls if you're ready to put in some quality time. So once we finish this up, We've got 6 cake balls here, and we're just going to roll them with our hands. The goal is to get it as round as possible. That way when you stick it in the chocolate will form neatly around it. And it's not very forgiving, so the exact shape of your cake ball is exactly the way that'll come out, just coated in chocolate. And as you can see, these aren't cracking, these aren't crumbling, these aren't too moist to where they're leaving a residue behind. So the benefit here is that we've got the perfect consistency throughout. All right, so now that we've rolled up our balls, we're gonna go ahead and refrigerate and chill these for a second, and we're gonna move into melting our chocolate. So now that we've let our cake balls chill and let the chocolate set, what we're gonna do now is decorate the cake balls. This is always my favorite part. What I've done is I've filled a piping bag with yellow chocolate, and what we're gonna do is give it a go. We're gonna twist the top just so that way it doesn't escape. And we're just gonna try it out just by making sure that the tip is clean and clear. And then we're gonna go ahead and just practice some very basic piping. Good thing is you can create any design that you'd like. Our signature design is the one that I'm gonna do today. I get a nice flow going on the side, and then I whip it around and I'll create my nice piping. You want to keep an even flow on the bag. So that way you've got a nice even stroke across your cake balls. These are handmade cake balls, so the good thing is if each one is a little distinctive and unique, that just adds some extra flavor. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna let this chocolate set on the cake balls. It should only take a couple minutes, and then we're gonna go ahead and load it into the packaging for a nice, beautiful finish. So we are back. We have let our cake balls that are now decorated set. So everything should be ready to package up and share as a gift. Here's our Orlando Cake Balls custom packaging. I've already created some cake balls earlier, some triple chocolate cake balls. We've got custom trays here, and we have some cupcake lining. These are mini cupcake liners. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and line the bottom of these trays, and we're going to go ahead and set in our cake balls for a nice and beautiful presentation. So now we've got our triple chocolate and our lemon combined together. If you see any excess on the foot, you're welcome to just slide that off. It chips off very nice and easily. And so now you've got a beautiful finished product. We're going to go ahead and put on our lid and package it up, ready to go to share with family, friends, or as gifts.